In this video, we'll take a broad look at managing data throughout the research data lifecycle. The term research data management refers to the practices that you follow in the everyday handling of data. Specifically, data management involves organizing, documenting, storing, sharing, and preserving data collected during a research project. Ensuring that data are usable over time involves good practices in the everyday handling of research data, and practices that support long-term preservation and access to data after a project has been completed. Try to think about what needs to happen between milestones like these. You'll work with the data in different ways between the time a research project is proposed, the paper is written, the research project ends, and someone else would like to access and reuse the data. Approaching data management practices by considering the full life cycle of research data helps to explain what sort of actions are important at different points in time. When we discuss the research data lifecycle, we break it down into the activities you're likely to do during different parts of the research process. We'll look at data lifecycle diagram, where each stage of the lifecycle has its own management issues. First, the planning and startup stage. This is when a researcher decides what kind of data will be gathered for a project and plans for how the data will be managed throughout the project. Then the active stages of the project start with the collecting stage when data are gathered. For example, observations are made by hand or with instruments, and data are placed into digital form. Processing involves assuring the quality of the data through the checks and inspections and conducting other data manipulations. Data are then analyzed in different ways for the purposes of a project and may also need to be reprocessed. Throughout the active stages of a project, data files need to be stored and maintained. Sharing often occurs during the active stages of the project. The data may be distributed to others or published. In order for the data to be understood, they need to be thoroughly described. After a project ends, data may also be submitted to an appropriate archive or repository for long-term storage. Note that existing data may also be useful to the collection and discovery stage of a project. Returning to this stage, data may also be located and obtained from an archive, along with the relevant information. While this lifecycle diagram provides a roadmap for navigating the steps of research data management, the life of the data during your project may look different. Diagrams are a great tool for thinking about the process of your data over time. Consider drawing out a diagram of how you expect the life of your data to look. Perhaps you'll work with your advisor and determine that the data should not be preserved in the long term. Deciding when and how to delete the data is also a part of its life. Practices covered by the next videos will help you navigate the research data lifecycle and benefit from good data management. Personal efficiency. If you aren't already, you'll soon be busy, or you'll just want to spend some of your time not working. Thinking about data management strategies early will help you be more effective throughout your research and reduce the amount of work at the end. Happy advisors. Understanding these concepts and implementing good practices will let your advisors easily see what you are doing. The future. The time will come when you've entirely forgotten what you did in the first weeks of your project. Good practices will make it easier to identify your workflow and the decisions you made during your research. This will be helpful for writing your paper, when answering questions about your work, and when sharing your data with others. For a brief introduction to data management, read the primer on data management by Carly Strausser and colleagues. In this video, we covered the research data lifecycle. If you want to learn more about good research data practices, check out our other data management videos in the series.